So hello everyone, welcome to CodeStar. So this is lecture number 8 from the C++ beginner to advanced series. So in lecture number 7 we did pattern problems and finished upon loops, right? So moving on to lecture number 8, we are moving into a new section, an important one, that is functions, right? And in this particular lecture we'll just take a brief introduction to how functions do work and what functions do in the program, right? So let's start by defining what a function actually means. Function is a small block of code. Function is a small block of code that could be made to run upon user demand. I think it is quite clear from the statement. Function is just a small block of code that could be made to run upon user demand. That means I have these 3 lines of code, right? And at a particular point in a program I want these 3 lines to run. So what I'll do is that I'll make a function out of it and I'll just run it every time I want it to run, and at every point of the program I want it to run, I'll just turn it into a function. So this is what functions actually mean. I'll tell you how you define functions in C++ and how to use them. So how to define a function, right? Function definition. Okay, into function definition, how to define it? Simple syntax. I'll tell you what does that actually mean. You have to write here a return data type. Okay, so as you know what does the data type mean, right? Int, char, string, something like that. I'll tell you what does the return data type mean. Okay, fine, wait for some time, and then you have to write here the function name. Okay, you have to pass your arguments here. You will not be understanding what all these terms mean, and you will enclose it, all of this, in a parenthesis, right? And you will write all of your code here that you want to run every single time when you want it, right? So I'll explain you term by term what all these mean. So first of all, I'll move on to return data type. The first thing that you have to learn is functions can be of 2 types. The functions can be of 2 types. One of them can be returning and the other can be non-returning. Okay, the returning functions mean the functions that return some value. That means whenever you will run the function, you will get a value as a result of running of the function. And simply the non-returning will mean the functions will not return a value. So the value that they are returning will have a specific data type, right? So the value, the data type of the value that the function is going to return is called return data type, right? So for a returning function, the data type value can be int, float, char, string, and many more that we have learned. But for this non-returning type functions, just imagine the function is not returning a value. What will be the return type? The data type is not existing. What I'll do then? I'll just use a simple keyword that is called void. Okay, so void means actually nothing. So actually in normal language void means cavities, right? So In this language, in programming language, void means nothing. That means the function is not returning anything, right? The return data type, you have got to know what does the return data type mean. The functions are actually of two types, the returning type and the non-returning type. In returning type, the return data type will be the type of the value that the function is going to return, and in the non-returning data type, the return data type will just be void, because it means nothing since the function is not returning anything, right? Now moving on to this function name is quite clear. This is like a customized name, and this you're free to use any name, xyz, any name. Okay, this is argument, right? Let me tell you what does this argument mean. This is actually not argument. I'll tell you, this is called a parameter. This is called a parameter. I'll tell you what does argument mean, because these are different terms. These are called parameters. Okay, so I'll tell you what does parameter mean. Fine. Parameters. Okay, let's suppose you have a function here, right? You have a function here, you are doing something into it. Let's suppose this function is working upon some data, right? It is working upon some data, and this data lies outside the function. This is not lying inside the function. Let's suppose. That means I am doing something like that, int main, and I am declaring my function here, int func. Okay, I want to use some data here, but this data is actually present in main. This is not present in func. So what I'll do is that I'll just use this parameter. So what I'll do is that I'll just pass this data into the parameters of the function, and then I can use it in the function. I cannot use it directly from here to here. No, I have to pass it in the parameter of the function, and then I can easily use it inside any function. So this is what parameter mean. Parameter are the data sets that are not present inside the function but are needed to perform operations, right? This is what parameters mean. So how do you define a parameter in the function, right? You have to just write the data type, just like a variable declaration. Just write a data type and then write the name of parameter. Simple. Just write the data type and then write the name of the parameter, and by using the same name you have to access this data inside the function. Access name of data inside the function. Fine, let's take it by an example. Let's declare a function. I'll use the same syntax that I told you. I have to write a return type, right? Let's suppose the function is returning an integer value, right? So what I'll do, I'll write int here. I have to write the function name after this. I'll just write function1. Okay, the function will look something like this. I have to pass the parameters here, right? Let's suppose I have to pass the parameter. You already know how to define this parameter inside this, right? Just write data type and then write the name of the parameter. So what I'll do is that I'll write int a. That means this a parameter is of type integer. Let's suppose I want to pass one more parameter. By just placing a comma, I can write int b, and I can simply continue to do this multiple times. right? We're done with this parameters, done with function name, and done with the return data type. Okay, so let's suppose I wrote some lines in this function. Let's write something here. Let's suppose I wrote cout hello codestar, right? And then since you already know the function has to return an integer value, the function has to return an integer value. So at the end, I have to write a statement like this, return, and then I'll have to give an integer here. Integer can be anything. That is the result of the computation. That is dependent completely on you. What kind of integer, what integer you want to return. What is the result that you want to return. Let's suppose for the sake of simplicity, I'll just return 1. Simple. So this is how this return type is working. Okay. So now if I try to use this int a and b, how will I use this? Just simply assume that these variables a and b are declared inside this function. Just simply assume that. You can just write a, give space, and just write b. Simple. A and b will work. A and b will work. I'll tell you how. Let's do this from int main. Before that, just try to match something. Int function name, some parameters, no parameters. Got it? Int main is also a function with 0 parameters. Int main is also a function with 0 parameters and integer return type. Hope you are getting it now. Fine. Int main is a function with 0 parameters and integer return type. Now I'm like doing it here from int main. I'll just declare int x is equal to 1, int y is equal to 2. Now how will I call this function? Let's suppose the function is returning an int, right? The function is always returning an int. So the result of the function will have to be stored in a variable. And that variable type has to be integer, right or wrong? Right. So how will I do it? I'll just declare int result is equal to, and I'll call this function. How will I call this function? I'll write function 1 and then I have to pass these two parameters, right? A and b, these two integers. I'll just pass x comma y. So from here what I'll get is that a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2. This is mapping of variables. Fine, comfortable. So let's now understand how will it work. So first thing to understand is that the program execution always begins from main function. Now let's suppose you might have written multiple functions in the program, right? Now how will the program understand from where it has to begin? So by default the program will begin from main function only. Okay, so let's understand how this code will work. Moving into this int main, I declared these two variables, int x, int y, right? And then I declared an integer result and I called this function 1 with x and y. So after this it will just move simply to this line, right? It will check if the arguments that are being provided are correct or not. They are correct. X and y are of integer type. So it will move inside the function. What will it print on the screen? It will just print hello world. Fine. Let's introduce endl also here so that it moves to the next line. After that, cout a space b. A is 1 as mapped to x and b is 2 as mapped to y. Like 1 space 2. 2, and after that it will return 1. That means this 1 will get stored in this result. I can return anything here. I can compute something and then I can return. I'll just write a plus b. That means it will return the sum of the integers, right? Will return to me a plus b, right? So I can just compute anything here and then return to this result. And let's suppose if now I try to do this, see how result, what will I get? I'll simply get, let's make an endl here also. What will I get? I'll simply get result here. The result is containing 1. That means 1. So this will be the final output. So you might have understood how this function is working. You've got to know the return data type, returning functions and non-returning function, name of the function and its parameters, right? So this is basically called the control flow of basically the flow of execution, control execution, flow of execution of the program, right? The program is beginning with this int main, moving to this, and then function is being called, then it is moving here, then this, and then it is returning, and then again it is coming here. So this is how the program is executing itself in a flowing manner, right? So this was the basic part that you needed to learn in functions. Okay, so with this we come to the end of this lecture number 8. In the next lecture we'll study about different types of parameters, and we'll also study about what do arguments mean. Okay, different types of parameters, how these parameters vary. Okay, pass by value, pass by reference, many things are being left in the functions, will be covered in the next upcoming videos. So if you're liking this content, please do like the channel, please do like the video and subscribe the channel. The next video will be up soon. Until then, have a good day. Do share it with your friends. Bye bye.